Second half action, 22-0 in favour of the Sydney Roosters over the Canberra Raiders. Have the Raiders got it in them? It would be their biggest comeback of the season. They need to reverse possession, execution, amongst other things, because this Sydney Roosters outfit has been red hot. Quarter to 4 local time, the floodlights are on. Canopy of cloud here in the national capital. A miserable and chilly old day, but it is a sellout for the main game. Ball goes up from Paul Momorowski, taken by Lewis, back inside, and the Roosters start the second half with a bang.
Well, Jared Anderson coming back on the inside there, but it was Bernard Lewis. He never took his eyes off the football. I think the bomb was actually off the side of the boot from Momorowski. It wasn't exactly where he intended it to go. Jack Hickson, he was happy to let it bounce, but Lewis was there. Great take, throws the ball back on the inside. And Anderson, well, it was quite simply the Raiders needed to be the first to score in this second half. They haven't even been able to touch the football other than kicking it off. But a great piece of play by Lewis. Watch this, never takes his eyes off the football. Then the support play back up the middle. Fantastic start to the Sydney Roosters.
Yeah, but an amazing start for this football side that finished 5th at the end of the regular season. 14 wins, a draw and 9 losses. And a lot of those losses have been at the back end of the season. Many questioning whether their run to the grand final would be halted with no momentum, very little form. They have turned it round in style so far. The kick is missed, 26-0. Brett Kamali, is there any way back for Canberra?
Well, I think there'd be 2 different mixed emotions from half-time, because Anthony Barnes would have just said, boys, you've got to keep that intensity up. You've got to keep driving. You don't know what the reaction's going to be until they come out. Great kick chase, great desperation. And for the Raiders, you've got to think Brett White was saying, let's get our heads up, let's get back into the game, let's not worry about it. But that's got to shatter their confidence.
Interesting, our 2 coaches, Anthony Barnes and Brett White. Anthony was Brett's coach at the Dragons when Brett debuted as a grade player back in 2001. A long history together, and it's Anthony with all the smiles at the moment. It has been a very impressive performance. A lot of football to go. 5 tries needed to none. If the Raiders are to get back into this downfield, and a lot of open space. This is an energetic, enthusiastic chase, and a good shoulder from Radley at the end of it drops Harry Van Dartel just a couple of metres out from his try line.
And the Roosters, they continue to do the simple things well. Garvey out of dummy half. He saw the space. He found grass. Great kick chase. Radley, great contact as well.
Good run from Cotric. They certainly need more of that from Nick. Raki slowing down the play, the ball there. Through the hands of Foster, the Raiders. Again played to that left-hand side on tackle number 4. And slowing things down. Into touch it goes. The kick not making too many metres, but at least giving the Raiders a set line to start.
Yeah, and I don't think the Roosters will be too disappointed with that kick going in, as we can see. Shane Flanagan, Steve Brycera as well, the coaching staff from the Sharks. But Zeik Foster, he would have liked to get a little bit more on that kick and try and hem the Roosters back into their own territory a little bit further, but that's just what they've dominated. They've dominated possession so well. Ben Barber in fantastic form.
Yeah, we need the other player as well. Let's go. Ball in, ball in.
Canberra thinking about a push there. Any thoughts they did have were halted by the referee there. 5 minutes into the second half, already a try to the Roosters. Radley. Calls a forward pass there. Referees and touch judges didn't want to know anything about. This is Garvey. All of a sudden, they're down on the 20. 2 shots to fire here. Out to Porter. Lines himself up with Zeik Foster. They continue with the short side. Manu. Not down just yet. And he is, eventually. A metre in from touch. 5 metres out from the line. Almost the perfect spot to start your defensive set.
Yeah, great work from Manu. Even though you would have liked to get a kick on the back end of it, he didn't need to throw a Hail Mary pass and go into the hands of a Raiders player. He just went to the ball to the ground there, and now they're backing their defence, really ripping in here and trying to restrict the metres from the Raiders.
Amazing stat pointed out by the crew at the Fox Sports Lab. Tackles made, almost 100 more by the Raiders after 46.5 minutes. That is ridiculous. An indication of how sensible the Roosters have been with the football, but also their dominance. As they go downfield, Cotric is leading the chase here on Kiah Cooper. Still Cooper muscling his way after contact, a few extra metres, and has tackled on the 20.
He's been great, hasn't he, Cooper, at the back? And so strong in contact. You can see he didn't go to ground there, but for me, Nick Cotric, well, he had 4 touches. He had 4 hit-ups in the first half. He needs at least 14 or 15 in this second half if the Raiders are any chance of getting back into this game.
Oh, that was flat, slashed forward again. We'll go with flat. Butcher looked to play short to Momirovski, decided against it, took the ball to the line and to the ground himself, and it's the last tackle now. They go to Marschke, and he goes to the air across field. And knock on Roosters.
Knock on. It's tackle 5. Change over. I'm here, mate.
A couple of tries for the Canberra Raiders, still with over half an hour remaining. And it would bring the crowd into this. They are expecting and have announced a sellout. And there are lines to get into this place that we haven't seen probably since 2010. A great side that Alan Tongue, you were a part of.
Yeah, it was fantastic atmosphere that night, and the crowd will be just as big, or if not bigger, here tonight. 2 sides in fantastic form, so much to play for. The week off, how important it is. Some people have got their opinions that to continue playing, I think, in the modern game, and with the risk of injury and suspension, so desperate and such an advantage to have that week off.
Woolford is kicking astute in the opening 40, and this is a beauty again. Can they finally trap the Roosters in goal? And the answer is no. Again. Kiah Cooper, 10 out of 10 for what he has done on the back of these Woolford kicks. Down as the 17, Jarrett Toot. So the Raiders defending with a 12-man line.
Yeah, it was a head clash there, Andy, I think.
Oh, yeah, very average to his feet. And the trainers trying to get the attention of the referees to stop the game. Geez, we stop it for cramps 40 metres from the ball. They're not stopping it for a head knock. Here come the Chooks. Almost. Oh, so close. Screaming down the middle, a couple of Roosters. I think it was Jared Anderson. In fact, it was Paul Momirovski. And he was so close to getting the ball back. His desperation.
It was a courageous little take by Van Dartel too. He slid at the ball, and Momirovski was coming through to kick that ball as we see Jared Toot go up the tunnel for that head assessment. But the desperation from the Roosters once again has been fantastic. Every time they've put a good kick in, their kick chase has been fantastic. Momorowski, his inclusion has been massive.
Wobbly old kick is going to find the ground here. Wasn't played at by anyone. It finally makes its way into the hands of the Roosters. And jogging away with it was Victor Radley. Probably need to show a little more desperation, the home side, or the Raiders here.
Yeah, they needed to find a way to get their hands on the football on that occasion, somehow get it back. Cotric wasn't worried about it. He was just happy to make a tackle there, or maybe force an error through a tackle. They needed more. The kicking game from the Roosters has been far better than the Raiders. Woolford's had some nice touches, but yeah, I think right across the park, their kicking game, the Roosters, has been exceptional.
Butcher stepping into the line and through the line. Support there with him. He offloads to Kiah Cooper, who scores their sixth, and the Roosters are just a class above here in Canberra today.
Yeah, Nat Butcher, he's an absolute workaholic. He was the NYC Player of the Year in that Arthur Beetson medal. Fantastic ball back on the inside to Kiah Cooper, who we've spoken about on a number of occasions, how good he has been this afternoon. This time his support play back through the middle. But Nat Butcher, he done all the hard work, summed it up beautifully. He drew in the fullback in Van Dartel, the pass back on the inside, and Cooper. Well, that is game, set, and match in my eyes.
There's still 30 minutes to go, but we are out to 30 points to nil. Butcher named in the NYC Team of the Year, one of two Roosters, along with Joseph Manu. Only the one Raider and Nick Cotric. They've been wonderful today. It'd be very easy to be negative on the Raiders. I'd rather be positive and look to the next couple of weeks with this Sydney-based outfit. Now, as the equation works, we think we've got it right. Neither of us are great at maths, but the winner here plays the loser of Penrith Cronulla, who play tomorrow. The loser is gone. Brett Kimmorley, they're looking sharp, aren't they, the Sydney Roosters?
They are looking extremely sharp, and I can't believe Alan Tongue, a Canberra Raiders legend. They're only 32 points behind Tungy with 27 to go, and you've given up on them. Can't believe that. Two blokes for the Roosters have been very, very good. Nat Butcher and Grant Garvey. They've just controlled the middle of the field. They've played up through the middle, and on the back of momentum, they've scored plenty of points.
Short kickoff. They'll try something. Joseph Manu just shrugs off the first defender. And the short kickoff is good if you can get it into touch or get it over the sideline. When you don't, you have just presented your opponent with a free 30 metres. And that's what could be a concern at the back end of this count. The mood the Roosters are in.
And with the amount of possession and field position that they have had right throughout the game, it's a risk that I think they needed to take because they're just desperate to get their hands back on the football. But you're right, it's worked out once again in the Roosters' favour.
Butcher, his offloads in the first 20 minutes of this game were wonderful. And he was just a little late there with the offload. The held call coming from the referee just before he unloaded the footy. Marschke, oh, he copped one. Here is Manu, dangerously close to the sideline. Tuivasa-Sheck puts the kick through. And the Roosters still down in back play. And I think it's Jesse Marschke, the halfback. He was belted, the poor bugger.
Yeah, there was nothing illegal about the shot too. I think, Andy, when we first saw it, Daniel Dole, he took the ball right to the line. It's just with his back turned there. You can see almost a little bit of whiplash there too. You can just see his head rock on the side of the ribs there.
Ouch.
He's down.
Got a very special guest on the sideline, standing by with our very own special Brett Kimmorley.
Thank you, Andy. Blake Austin, obviously a lot of rumours around this week that you're a chance of playing. How are you feeling medically?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Personally, I would have thought that I was a bit closer than what my surgeon would have hoped. So, yeah, not to be today, but get to take a seat in the crowd and enjoy watching the boys go around.
When will you be playing again? Definitely next week, or hopefully for the week off for the Raiders?
Yeah, look, I'd be confident I can step on the field next week if need be. And, you know, if the boys can go and get a win today here in Canberra, then, you know, I'll get a further 2 weeks. So that'll be best case.
Have you been around the preparation this week? What's the preparation been like, and what's been the focus for the team?
Yeah, I think excitement's probably been the word. Obviously, we've got a lot of boys that haven't played much finals footy, and you know, with the few that have, and Ricky's obviously got a lot of experience in that arena too. So we've been leaning on them guys, and we can't wait to get out there and face the Sharks today.
It'd be pretty special. Sell-out crowd, horrendous conditions. They're going to be pretty good, this crowd. They're going to get you home.
And I've been trying to search for positives as to not being out there to play today, and one of them is I get to get involved in the Viking clap, and I'm sure it's going to be a great atmosphere, and we're going to ride the boys home.
Obviously for the Sharks, massive out today, Paul Gallen not playing. That's a huge loss for them.
Yeah, I guess it's important we don't sort of read into it too much. Obviously it's a huge loss, and you know, but they're going to be a pretty formidable side still, and we're just going to have to stick to what we've planned to do all week, and hopefully that holds us in good stead.
Thanks, Blake. Good luck with the team today, and good luck in the future.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Blake Austin, we hope to see him back on the footy field in the next couple of weeks. Of course, the Raiders and the Sharks is the next game live and uninterrupted right here on Fox Sports.
Number 12. Swinging arm there. Wait.
Reuben Porter
Swinging arm there.
charging the ball forward. A tackle of 3. A swinging arm in the middle of it. They're unstoppable at 32-0. The Roosters here. Porter backs up. Good afternoon. 26 tackles, 13 hit-ups, second only to Nat Butcher in both departments. That is so easy. So easy. Jarrett Boland. Straight through the middle of the Canberra pack, and they are the tries that hurt.
Yeah, certainly is. Right through the middle of the ruck there. Van Dartel involved there. Just too big, too strong. Boland, and too much ball for the Roosters. We saw just in the background when Noddy was talking to Blake Austin there. Logan Spaander kicked down on the field. Winning the challenge here.
General. Okay. Original decision is try. We're just checking the grounding there. Thanks, mate.
We're checking the grounding. The captain's challenge, 1 per half for each
Instead of the Roosters
side.
maintain possession and the ball is grounded, we have a decision going to the board.
Yep.
It was worth a shot, I guess. Never anything but a try. Oh, the scoreline blowing out. 36 about to be, you would think, 38-0. They did go into the game as favourite. Rain continues to fall. In fact, it's probably a little heavier than what it has been over the afternoon. Marschke 4 from 6. An easy one for Jesse. 38 points to 6, just over 22 minutes remaining. It could be a real long 20 minutes for this green machine.
And here comes a short kick off Andy.
Up we go. And not even close, unfortunately for Canberra. Not even close to a regather. They are off today.
It was right from the opening whistle too, wasn't it? We both expected the Raiders with this home ground advantage here and with the crowd streaming in, we thought that they would be right into it. And you can just see the frustrations. It's all just boiled over here now.
Here we go. Has anyone thrown one yet?
12, Canberra.
Get out there, boys. Nat. Get him out.
26 players on the field, 25 were involved.
We need to check. Okay. One? Yep. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Okay, we're going to take a look at Kiah Cooper.
It's 12 for Canberra, the original instigator.
Plenty of pushing and shoving going on.
Okay.
So I've got the same, and then one's come in and just escalated a bit more from the back.
Yeah.
Was there a short right hand in there? Or Marschke, maybe?
Okay.
Looking for Cooper there.
So
Murchie involved.
So the original penalty.
Yeah, original penalty. One. Okay. Yep, cool. I'll do it. Alrighty. Number 1 and captain. Now, we've called the penalty on that straight away.
Yeah.
Last thing I need you doing is running in and causing that to escalate, all right?
Yeah.
You need to keep them under control here.
No worries.
Long period of footy to go, so keep them under control. Now, I'll talk to you in a sec. 12, over here. Yeah.
Do you need the Roosters?
Yeah. Oh, we're fine. We've got the original penalty here, Zac.
Yeah.
We don't need you going on with it, all right? No, we don't need you going on with it. Just go away there. Zac and Nat, it's just here. We've been good for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's not turn this game any other way, all right?
Yeah.
Control the boys.
Yeah.
Keep it footy going,
We don't
okay?
need none of that.
Do you want me to blow it, mate? You take us out.
Yep.
Okay, I don't know who won the fight or the pushing contest. The Roosters get the penalty. But over the next 20 minutes, the Roosters have got far, far more to lose if this boils over.
They need to keep their composure back there. And that was just sheer frustration there from Murchie and the Raiders. And you can see there the pushing and shoving that's going on. But they need to hold their nerve. They need to just continue on focusing to play the football that they've delivered in this opening 60 minutes and carry that on into next week.
Butcher, very cool head, addressing the referee too and his players. A big rap there for Nat. Boland tries it back to this left-hand side where Victor Radley goes looking for his second. And a bobble there. The Raiders let off. And the Raiders look to spin the ball, but what about this strength and power defensively from the Tricolours? And they have given us illustrations of that. Over the last 59.5 minutes, they have made it extremely difficult for the Raiders to get any metres from their own backfield.
Yeah, they've been so disciplined with the ball in hand. They've only made the 4 errors, but what would please Nat Butcher, the captain, and also the coach in Anthony Barnes is they've been able to defend those errors. They've come up with a couple of them, but you know what? They've backed themselves. Let's defend well in this next set of 6. Let's keep the control that we've got.
They are exhausted as well, the Canberra Raiders. They're nearing 300 tackles in an hour. The Roosters have made 175, 176. There's a huge difference on why the Roosters are running on fresh legs. Kick to the air, drop ball, a double knock on.
First one, Roosters.
And the first one was from Kiah Cooper, who doesn't deserve it. He has been superb this afternoon.
Yeah, his positional play's been great. He's a bit of a limp there at the moment, whether it's a bit of a knock or a cork there. But Kiah Cooper, he's been fantastic. We speak about that, defending their errors. They get a big opportunity on their own try line here. They'd love to keep that 0 points against from the Raiders, to keep that confidence moving forward to whether it be the Panthers or the Sharks. They'll throw a lot more at them.
Canberra Raiders have been tackled 3 times only in an hour in the opposition 20. The Roosters almost 10 times that. 38-0 for very good reason. Just one of the stats that point towards Roosters' domination. They're lacking a little bit of size in the back line, but not the desire, and Harry Van Dartel's a great one for that. Playing short to the middle. Kye Madden. Kye, the only player on the field not to have scored a try so far this season. 11 is Williams. Quick play the ball back to Woolford. Getting close and driven back. Daniel Dole going for the money. Out the back. Again to Zeik Foster. He finds Jack Murchie. This Roosters defence, great. Played at. Very simply. Bounce of the ball, the deflection, it was all going the way of the Roosters. And the Canberra tried that in the first half, and it ended up straight back in the Roosters' hands.
Yeah, and it's a credit to the Roosters' defences. That's what they've had to resort to, scoring some tries through kicks. They couldn't get the ball through on that occasion with Zac Woolford. His kicking game's been fantastic, but there was just too many defenders there, too many Roosters jerseys in the picture. And once again, they've backed their defence after errors. It's been a great thing to watch for the Roosters. An error here now.
Lost ball. Take this run, mate.
Joseph Manu scored the first try of the afternoon in just the 4th or 5th minute. Ruled to have dropped the ball here. And obviously there is to be a huge emphasis placed on ball security, but that may have just had a little helping hand in a two-man tackle.
That's it. Lock. Head in, Nate. Arms around, heads in, let's go. Ball's in, it's out.
Once again, the winner here plays the loser of Penrith Cronulla, which you can see live on Fox Sports tomorrow, as well as the West Tigers Parramatta Eels in a under-20 doubleheader, followed by the Panthers Bulldogs in the NRL. The loser of this is out. Knock on Raiders. And with 17 to go, they're probably already starting to think about a country bus tour on Monday. Starting off at Yass.
They're going to the outside there. Zeik Foster, the pass just going behind Murchie. I'm not sure if it was meant to go out the back to Van Dartel, but their timing and their execution has been right off. A lot of credit needs to go to the Roosters' defence. They've put under plenty of pressure. They've dominated that possession. We've talked about that concentration levels and the fatigue levels, which has been affecting the Raiders, but it hasn't been the same side that we've seen over these last 6 or 8 or even 10 weeks.
Absolutely. The Raiders have only twice in Holden Cup history been held to nil. The last time was 2014. A long time ago. The Roosters' defence, Noddy, has been superb.
Oh, it's been brilliant. I think the defence has been much more important than what the attack has been. 38 points is brilliant, but big games are always won on the back of defence. 13 missed tackles. I know they've had a lot of possession and a lot of domination, but try-line defence on that occasion was wonderful. Try-line numbers around the football was wonderful. I'm going to say the Dragons also last night, they won on the back of their defence because they made a lot of errors and they still come away with the result.
Rubber through here, taken at the back by Van Dartel. And little Harry looks up and sees that monster in front of him, big Reuben Porter. And if he puts the arms out, he covers up the entire right side of the field. He is a giant. Penrith have been the dominant force for the entire season in the under-20s up until the last couple of weeks, and it has opened up due to some injury, suspension, a drop in form and some new players. They are a class outfit, the defending premiers, under NYC Coach of the Year, Cameron Ciraldo. Who was there to chase? The Cowboys are some fancy. The Dragons, they were too good for the Cowboys last night, and all of a sudden the Roosters have put their hand up and said, don't forget about us.
Yeah, and I think on their day too, the West Tigers, if they can put it together, attacking-wise, they have got no problems. They can match it with the best. They just need to back it up defensively and keep in the contest for 80 minutes. If they can do that, it's anybody's game.
He's slick out of dummy half, Grant Garvey. That's him in 9. Left footer through. Weighted perfectly.
Off the foot, drop out.
We've seen a great exhibition of medium-length kicking from Zac Woolford. Grant Garvey today. Difficult conditions, slippery surface. The ball is either going to stop or skid, but both those guys more than once have held it up almost perfectly.
Yeah, the kicking game's been fantastic, hasn't it, from the Roosters in particular. Zac Woolford's had a couple of nice touches, but so crucial in these conditions. And no doubt a couple of the first-grade teams there in the Raiders and the Sharks will be looking at the style of football and the way that the ball's rolling on in this game and take note of that before the big main game.
Oh, backing over the line, claiming a try.
Tackle
The
three.
ref's saying held up.
You got a challenge, all right?
Yeah. Captain's
Okay,
challenge this,
General,
boys.
Tackle three. I have no try. Can you check whether he got the ball down there or not, please?
This is a captain's challenge from the Roosters. Ref was in a great spot. You play, ref. Ball on the ground or not? Not yet. Oh, you'd have to say yes.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? You can see the right arm from Madden from the Raiders there. It's still under it, the ball coming down. You'd have to think so, wouldn't you, Andy?
Yeah.
Some part of that football would have touched the grass there.
On-field ruling was no try, so there's no benefit of the doubt.
We can see that the
no
Roosters
probability.
maintain possession and the ball is grounded in the in goal. We have a decision going to the board.
Good challenge from the Roosters. And this is their 8th for the afternoon. A try. Sukamanu Raki. Yep. In fact, it was Sitili Tupouniua. Power running, wasn't it? Back against the defenders too, that brave line we speak of so often.
Yeah, and once again, we spoke about it a couple of times, and Brett Kamali made mention of it. The Raiders on their defensive line, on the try line, need to work harder off to put the pressure on the opposition. If you're flat-footed, the attacking team has all that momentum. It was a great line. Tupouniua charges on off the interchange bench. He's brought plenty for the side. Also, Raki as well. He's been fantastic. They've provided plenty for their side.
Jesse from in front, 5 from 7 for his afternoon. Make it 6 from 8. 12 minutes remaining, 44 points to nil.
I'd like to pose a question to you, Andy Raymond. You're a part of last night's NYC coverage as well. The captain's challenge, we've seen it used last night. We've seen it used here today. We've probably seen it used in the correct way, in the right way. Obviously, the bunkers made some tough decisions and maybe some wrong decisions, but the rest of the refs, they believed in themselves and make the decision, and the captain gets time to challenge it.
Yep, I like it. And it's something that was trialled and used in the NYC a couple of years ago. It, like my savings account at the bank, disappeared very quickly. It's returned in the last year for a trial. I like the use of it, and I'd like to think, Noddy, that there's probably a place in the game for it down the line, maybe a streamlined version. Tupouniua, the try scorer. Head-to-head, the Roosters' biggest ever win over the Raiders is by 36 points. A new record here, up to 44-0 already. Garvey. Haven't seen a lot of big Poasa Faamausili. Left footer again. Bounce or two too long, this time from Grant Garvey. We saw there the Roosters chase, enthusiastic, energetic, and on the pace. The Raiders haven't been. When their kicks have been good, the numbers haven't followed the ball downfield.
Yeah, it's just been the difference in those little things in the game. The Roosters have just done well. The short passing and the simple skill, the kicking game, the kick chase. They've just played a really great style of finals football mentality in the way that they've approached this game in really good conditions. And maybe the loss of Jackson Hastings and a simpler game plan has really suited the side and actually benefited them.
They haven't given up hope of points here, the Green Machine. Williams down this right-hand side has just not had the opportunities he's used to as they go through Toops. The end of a good ball from Zeik Foster. Ends up in the hands of Kye Madden. Back to Logan Spaander. Rubbers through, and Lewis is there to keep the Raiders to nil.
Got the goal line dropout.
And that's where the real interest is at the moment, I guess, if the Roosters can keep the Raiders out for the next 8-9 minutes.
Yeah, that'll be the focus, won't it, in these final few minutes of the game this time. Bernard Lewis has been strong out wide. Plenty of hard work coming out of his own end. 8 hit-ups. And this time cleans it up nicely. Jack Hickson on the money there, trying to get the Raiders 4 points.
Offside.
Offside.
Accidental offside.
Accidental offside, but
Take this one for me, mate.
that about sums up Canberra's day. Sadly, they are a far better football side than this, and without being disrespectful, you can only chuckle at something like that.
And in particular to a man like Daniel Dole, who puts his body on the line week in, week out. Same with Harry Van Dartel, who was there. They throw these wholehearted performances in, week out. And it just hasn't been their day. They have tried hard. They've just been off.
I don't think the Roosters are stopped here. They've got eyes on 50. Tupouniua. This near side, and Radley. So many options with the ball in his hand. He really keeps the defenders second-guessing their movements. As a result, they're on their heels. Out to Marschke, wide ball here to Manu. It's going to be difficult to stop. The Raiders do a great job, the three of them, up under the ribs, and they marched him towards the sideline and beyond.
And that just shows the Raiders, still their mentality, some desperation, numbers in the tackle. Big Manu, he's a big, strong man. Sebastian Kris, Niko, some help from the inside. The Raiders still working hard for each other.
Over the top 16. Second row is bind, arms around each other, 3. Head in, 1.
Still plenty of talk in the scrum, frustration from the Green Machine. So much energy still in the Sydney Roosters, and why not? It has been a fabulous performance.
And you can still see the mentality in their defensive line. They're really rushing up. They want to keep this Raiders side to nil. And look at that contact on Daniel Dole.
The train of thought of many was the Roosters should get out to an early lead, but if the Raiders are good enough to hang with them until the final half an hour, 20 minutes, the crowd might get them home. The crowd still sitting in stunned silence, hoping this isn't a little preview of what's to come. Raiders and the Sharks, live and uninterrupted right here on Fox Sports. Second versus third, and then following that, we're heading south, Melbourne Storm and the North Queensland Cowboys. What a game. Anderson up over halfway.
Once again, Kiah Cooper, dynamic. They're coming, bringing that football back in getting 20 or 30 metres on his carry. He's been strong for the Roosters at the back. His positional play has been awesome.
I don't want to spoil any surprises, but there was a rumour circulating Civic today that one Matthew Johns had been spotted in the national capital. Over the line, number 9, the Sydney Roosters. Their dominance continues on what is a horrible afternoon for Canberra. The under-20s. They had lost just once in the previous 7 weeks. They had a selection stability, they had form, they had combination. They seemingly had the momentum, but intent and determination and drive in that opening 15-minute period from the Roosters just got them.
Yeah, they flew out of the blocks and the Raiders could just never recover from that. And the limited opportunities in good field position on this occasion. They go to the right-hand side. Manu, he's been a huge handful, gets the ball on the outside of Tuivasa-Sheck, and too big and too strong in the corner. Gets his 11th try for the season. 27 in his career.
Just have to have a look at him to know he's a Tuivasa-Sheck. He's a little wider, I think, than Rog. A little taller, a big boy. They're under 20s. We refer to them as boys and kids. They may well be, but they are, in men's bodies, giants. Little slice of history here. If Jesse Marschke kicks this, get it out to 50, it'll be their second biggest ever win in NYC. It's going back 10 years. As we say that, he pushes it dreadfully to the right-hand side. We remain at 48. A crowd building here at GIO Stadium. Sellout was announced earlier in the week. And such a buzz around your wonderful city, Al. There's butchers with green sausages and nightclubs lit up and bars and office buildings all lit up. The Roosters knock on there. The ball went past 3 or 4 Raiders. None of them jumped on it. They didn't want any part of it.
And now they've rushed to pack the scrum, so I'm not sure about that. It just shows their concentration levels have been way off. But you're right about that buzz, Andy. Everywhere you go, there's signs, there's green shirts and scarves and hats and old Woodgers jerseys. They're coming out of the closet. They're everywhere. It's great to see youngsters.
I love those beanies too.
All a part of it. It is cold and chilly conditions, and they'd love to see a Raiders try here to finish off, just to give them something to cheer about in this NYC game.
There's a bloke cheering in the grandstand. He was ripping into a hamburger at record pace. Watching this, he's had enough of the 20s. 2 minutes to go. The Roosters deserve to keep the Raiders to 0. Now, I don't say that disrespectfully to Canberra, but the Sydney side has been that good, that dominant today. Never kept a side to 0 in 20s football. This is probably the last defensive set, so 2 more pokes at the line. Going straight through the middle. Not the case. Samuel denied by centimetres. Woolford plays back to Foster, and now to Spaander. Rubber through, got the deflection. The Roosters dive on it with just over a minute remaining.
Well, once again, the Raiders, they just have got no answers for this Roosters defensive. They take the strong carry out here now. It's Jarrett Anderson. He's been great on this left edge. Strong carry.
12 line breaks to 3 from the Fox Sports Lab. Huge. 9 tries to 0. Are they going to have a crack here with 3 plays remaining? They would dearly love to get to 50. Raise the bat here at GIO Stadium. Last tackle, last chance. Out the back it goes. And the Roosters very simply die with the footy on the 20-metre line.
Line change over.
Coach Anthony Barnes there looking on. What's going on there?
Good football man. Good football man, has been in the industry a long, long time. Had a wonderful chat to him pre-game, and he is delighted that his young football side has been given the opportunity through hard work at playing finals football, and he's got a quiet confidence in this group of players. Elimination final number 1. It was 5th versus 8th. The Roosters, 48, have defeated the Raiders 0. The try scoring began in the 4th or 5th minute for the Sydney Roosters, and not once since that time were they seriously challenged for the lead. Let's take a look at the second half tries.
Yeah, they needed to be the first to score, the Raiders, and they couldn't do that in the second half. The bomb off